This is one of the most haunting and memorable video game stories that I have ever seen. Gonna be one of those like layer obscure that I will remember for a long time after I played it. Bloodline. In search of answers to Hugo's unexplained dreams, the siblings met Sophia again. At the heart of the island, they discovered a map based on the ordered symbol. It led to the sanctuary, once owned by the College of Alchemists. There, they secretly witnessed a pagan ritual led by Count and his wife, who longed to become the parents of the child of Empress. Amicia and Hugo also learned about the existence of former Macula carrier Basilius and his protector, Aelia. I'm actually really glad they said these names again. Makes it easier for me to remember them with more repetition. Who was taken away from the child and brought to a... Wait, what? Who was taken away from the child and brought to a fort. The dead runes now follow the tracks of their predecessors, hoping for a way to save Hugo. There is something I actually thought of when I was... When did I come up with this idea? I don't know if it was literally speaking, like in the intermittent stages of just wandering, like with your thoughts when you know I was falling asleep, or like right as I woke up or something. This like short moment of like clarity where I thought of another parallel about this story here. If you have watched the old like Mummy series, the Mummy movies from like 2999 or like the very early 2000s with the, you know, Rick O'Connell's and Eves, you know, and, you know, that character group. They had also some predecessors, like some very like long distant like ancestors that they also were linked to. Some of them were, like even Anaxunamun, for example. And they kind of or their old spirits of their ancestors or predecessors kind of lived like inside their bodies, you know, kind of like spiritually, vicariously, you know, for them. So I wonder if this might have some kind of implication maybe of like the same kind of direction, you know, where like, because like I have a very strong weak point when it comes to like some historical like fascinations. Like I'm already interested of history just normally, you know. That's one of the reasons as to why I would like to talk about like this game's like historical like landmarks and times also a lot more thoroughly as well from time to time. But my knowledge isn't finished in that, so I would literally just have to like translate one by one like what I want to say precisely, and I just don't see and hear the vocabulary for the words that I will need to use in English frequently enough. So I just don't have that vocabulary. However, I'm extremely fascinated of archaeology as well as just anything in history, especially like wars and crises in the distant history particularly. Near history also, but you know, distant history even more so. So archaeology is something that I've always been interested in, and seeing like the Prima Macula carrier and his protector, you know, Basilius and Aelia's rooms, like nearby the throne yesterday, like that was one of the most like somewhat like nostalgia awakening, but also fascinating, curious, and just like it's like so like I don't know what it exactly is, but it's just it's one of those things that is so like uniquely like compelling just to an individual, you know. Like, you know, like you can objectively like give some reasons as to why it is interesting, but you can do the same exact thing for like any like other like substance or any other like, you know, branch of like science or their studies at like a certain like topic or something. You can give the same kind of like objective reasonings as to why something is interesting for someone else, but it's, you know, I don't know, maybe it's genetics, or maybe it's the growing environment or something, or just influence from other people, or, you know, your environment that's just, you know, is obviously responsible for, you know, the kind of things that you're interested about when you grow up, you know. But I just have to say, like, the gravity of, like, what seeing these scenes here means to me a lot more, you know. Because the thing is, I'm not good at expressing things, you know. Like, I keep a lot of I keep a lot of my inner expression on how I really feel about something. I keep it usually very tight to myself.
But I still can't believe you went
Even
to
on
a
stream.
convent.
My mother
But
came
it's
from
my
a
normal,
wealthy
like,
family.
personality
They
also,
weren't
to
exactly
some extent
pleased
too.
when they found out my father was a smuggler, so off to a convent I went to cleanse me of his sins.
It wasn't very effective, it seems.
I'd rather be a sinner and be free, so I escaped. I joined my father and...
We must be careful. If my dream was wrong, more things can be wrong.
Hey, look around you. It's fine. We're centuries later, right?
She's right. We're with you.